Hey guys, it's Erin Brooks, and I wanted to jump on today to talk about something I am all too familiar with, and that is anxiety. Now, I have had anxiety all throughout my life. I was anxious about sleeping, about not being able to get to sleep, so that would make me fearful of going to sleep. I was anxious of thunderstorms, so I would be asking my dad or my mom every morning if it was going to storm on that day. And it really blew out of control when we had a hurricane here in 2011. And we were living in the in-laws for the first time down in the basement, or the split level, the lower level. And we had turned it into an apartment, and we had, it was not good. But we had a super bad hurricane. And before even the hurricane started, my mother-in-law was freaking out. And I wasn't self-secure enough to be myself at that point. So I was looking to others to comfort me. And that's never a really good idea, because the fears of others will go on to you. And her fear of the hurricane was self-imposed upon me, which made me even more insecure and scared. So we had the hurricane, and I didn't sleep at all that night. And we had lost power for 5 days. And those 5 days were horrible because I was by myself, and we were in the dark, and I had nothing to do, and that made me even more anxious because I was thinking of my pain, I was thinking of things to do, and I just couldn't cope. We had regained power 5 days later. Let me get Owen. He's freaking out. Hang on. Let's go get him. Real life, people. I'm coming. I'm coming. Here, let's get you. Let me put you guys down. Hold on. Let go. All right. You can come if you'll stop crying. All right, back into the room. Here we go. There's Owen. So you guys are special. He didn't want to come on to the Facebook Live. No, you stay in there, please. Why? Because I'm trying to do this, please. Thank you. Okay, so where was I? Oh, right. We regained power. And once we did, I jumped right onto the internet to learn about hurricanes, because that's what I would do to try to comfort myself, is to learn as much of the situation as possible to see if I could find the logic or some safety in it. And as I was learning about hurricanes, I was learning about in global warming. And as I was doing that, I started to freak out reading all these, articles posted by people, and that increased my anxiety tenfold. So much so that I would look throughout the day at the temperature right now compared to the average and freak out if it was a few degrees or more, especially if it was more, over, to the point where I didn't want to do anything because I would freak out about the temperature. And then it went even further, because I would look at countries, like I'd be over looking at, Australia. Oh my God, Australia is like 20 degrees above normal. Oh, the world's going to end. And I wasn't living like that. I was just so incapacitated. Is that the right word? That I just couldn't handle it. Do you need to be on camera? Is that what your problem is? Yeah, he needs to be on camera, little shit. So, this and thunderstorms. Thunderstorms would come, and I would need to watch the map constantly to see where the thunderstorm was, because if it was coming towards me and I knew that it was going to be a severe thunderstorm, I had to hide in the bathroom. And I would take my computer and my power cord, and, I would make like a bunker. And I always wanted, no, don't pull the curtains down, bud. And I always wanted to be home when I knew the thunderstorm was coming because it was safe. And I needed to be in the bathroom. And it got to the point where I had to call my doctor because I needed lorazepam to be able to function. And I was taking 2 to 3 pills a day. And a little bit over time, it got better. But not to the point where I couldn't take the medicine. And then about a little over a year ago, I started this journey. And my coach told me to do what I want to do, I have to start personal development. I have to better myself to be able to help others. Because how could others trust me if I'm not trying to improve myself as I'm expecting them to improve? And so I did. I started to read books. I started to listen to audios and watch videos. And I started to gain self-confidence. And I started to understand myself and where these fears came from and how they affected me and why they affected me. And I started to be able to control them. And it got to the point where I'm working through a thunderstorm. I'm not in a bathroom. I'm not on lorazepam anymore. Between nutrition and fitness, I was able to get off that. And okay. And because I was able to get off of that, I was able to work on me as well because I wasn't, relying on the medicine. What are you doing, you nutter? It's a very bouncy bed, and he's having a way too good of a time. And he wants the phone. So, since you're making me lose focus, dude. No, you cannot have the phone. I guess I have to hold it. So, where was I? Right, you're messing me up. And I got off medicine. So, I am still working on myself constantly, every day, reading, watching, listening to whatever I can to keep up and learn new things, to make sure that I am strong inside, because I don't want to go back to that insecure, fearful person that I was, that I have always been my whole life. I mean, for the first time, I actually love myself. But let's go back to anxiety, because one person that I had listened to that came up with some good ideas for anxiety was Mel Robbins. And she's the author of the 5-second rule. She did that famous talk about the 5-second rule. And one of her tricks for anxiety is to have a control thought. To have a thought of a future that you know is going to happen, so you're not thinking about a fear, an unrealistic fear. So, for example, fear of flying. You're on a plane and you're afraid of flying. But you know you're going to be home and you know, let's say your family is going to be making a mess in your house. So think of yourself already coming into the home, cleaning up that mess and bitching at your kids. That will trigger your brain out of that unrealistic fear of flying, and you'll be okay. Really. You're crazy. So, try that. If you are struggling with anxiety or fears, if you need any extra help, please message me. I am right here to help you guys for whatever I can. And if you know somebody who this can help, please share it. Because without sharing our knowledge, we're just struggling on our own. And that's never a good thing, especially when you have anxiety or fears. And please comment, like, subscribe, and share down below with little buttons. Thank you for joining me. I'm Erin. There's Mr. Trouble. Gay. Yeah. All right. And we will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day, guys. Bye. Love ya.